Good afternoon. I hope you can hear me. Now, after yesterday's introduction to fitness, let us understand what actually is fitness. If you can hear me, I'm not sure if I'm audible. If you can hear me, just give me a thumbs up. So, in this session of fitness and health, our focus is to understand what is fitness. Before that, let me just give you a brief introduction about this free online course that is Fitness and Health. This is a lecture series comprises of 4 lectures, 4 sessions. The first one was 5 steps to a healthy life. Today we are going with understanding fitness. Forthcoming sessions will be tomorrow will be principles of physical training, and day after tomorrow we'll talk about the journey of fitness, the vehicles, traffic rules and roadblocks. How does this course work? You go through the study material which had been shared yesterday, that is the previous day before the session. Every session we share via the WhatsApp group, and then you attend the lecture on YouTube, the session, and then you solve the quiz in the given link via the WhatsApp groups. Solving the quiz itself will allow you to download the certificate for the session, and once you are through with all 4 sessions, you can take a little longer, a little more tough quiz, and you get the course completion certificate. Yesterday we had the understanding, we had the 5 steps to a healthy life session, and today we are going to understand fitness. So let's see, what is fitness? What do we mean by fitness? Fitness may mean different things for different people, but let me illustrate that with an example. What is the power of fitness? Now, meet Mr. Chopin. Mr. Chopin is 36 years old, not not far from me, almost similar, a little younger to me. However, he is about 407 pounds heavy, which is somewhere around 200 kg, almost. He is unable to perform simple daily activities. He feels miserably depressed, and he is also suffering from high blood pressure and diabetes. On the other hand, see this guy. His name is Eric. Same age, he is 36. However, as you can see, Eric is in great shape. He feels energetic, very positive about life, and he is able to perform everyday activities. Plus, he engages in gym and he can perform the sports of his choice. He lives a healthy life. So if you compare these two persons, what do you see is the person who is fit is in control of his life, whereas the person who is not is obviously is miserable and depressed and not happy with his being. Now, a little surprise, it is actually the same person. He is Eric Chopin. Eric Chopin had undergone a weight reduction regime, a fitness program, lost more than 200 pounds, and as you can see, he has gained a new life, and that's the real power of fitness. So, when we say that, let us define fitness. Physical fitness is a measure of body's ability to function efficiently and effectively, both in work as well as in leisure activities. Also, fitness means to be healthy, to resist hypokinetic diseases, the diseases of not moving, and to meet emergency situations. Now, when you think of fitness, there are multiple components and types of fitness, and in general, fitness can be divided into 2 different components. One is skill related fitness and another is health related fitness. Let me explain. Health related fitness is the kind of fitness that you need to go through your daily life. To be efficiently performing your everyday activity, you need some kind of fitness, and the components of this fitness are strength, stamina, speed, suppleness, and structure. You can also call this as 5 S's of fitness: strength, stamina, speed, suppleness, and structure. I have put the picture of this lady to illustrate. See this lady, she is shopping, she is lifting her daughter, she is doing her everyday activities. She of course needs some kind of strength to lift her, to go around. She needs stamina, and all these other components of fitness also will be necessary for her. So let us understand each component a little bit. What is strength? Strength is the greatest measurable force that can be exerted during a single maximum effort, which means that when we are talking about strength, you don't need to have a prolonged amount of activity, prolonged amount of force production. One time, bam, and that is your strength. On the other hand, stamina is endurance. Endurance is the ability to perform intense, repetitive, or sustained activity over a prolonged period of time. In the mythology, this person, Atlas, he holds the earth throughout his life or for the eternity. So he must be having a hell of a stamina. Then what is speed? Speed is the ability to move fast. So yes, Spider-Man definitely is the person to go to if you are looking for speed. Then flexibility. Flexibility is the ability to move through a large range of motion without any injury. So of course this owl or the owls in general have a lot of flexibility in their neck, but we through our everyday activity will also need a lot of flexibility. And if we don't have any flexibility, for example, if I drop something in my with my hand from my hand, if I want to pick that stuff up from the ground, I'll have to bend down, so I need flexibility in my shoulder, in my low back, in my hip, in my hamstrings, and in everything. So to go through our everyday activity, we need certain amount of flexibility. And next comes structure. Structure or body composition is what our body is made up of. We know that our body is not made up of only one thing. In older days, we used to call as the body is made up of 5 elements. Now, in general, the majority of our body is, as we know, are made up of tissues, and they are either muscle tissue or bone tissue or organs, or they are fat, and of course water. So if your proportion of say muscle and fat and bone and other stuff is proper, then you are fit in terms of body structure. On the other hand, if you have very less muscle tissue, you are lean and you are unhealthy lean. If someone has too much of fat, then we are again overweight or obese. However, having said that, in today's world we are obsessed with thinness, leanness. So a lot of people who are having actually lean body are not very fit. The size 0 thing is not fit at all. On the other hand, let us talk about components of skill related fitness. What is skill related fitness? They are also called as sports specific fitness. If you are playing a specific particular sports, then the fitness that you need is skill related fitness, and it will also vary from sports to sports. Obviously the kind of fitness Rock needs, of course he is not a wrestler anymore, and professional wrestling is not a real sports, but still it's a skill related activity. So what a wrestler needs and what a shooter needs and what a chess player needs are different attributes of fitness. But in general, we can focus, or we can safely say that most of the sports, of course, barring the the chess player, need these four components. They are A for agility, B for balance, C for coordination, and R for reaction time. Agility is a very commonly used term in our sports setup. What is agility? Agility is the ability to change directions of the body quickly and accurately. I'm sure you must have seen this kind of dog shows where the dogs kind of go left to right through the poles very fast. So they have agility. Footballers, to pass through defenders and cut them and through that make goals, they need a lot of agility. Tennis players, again, left and right, they need to move about in the court, so they need a lot of agility. Certain sports also do not have agility. In our everyday life also we need a certain amount of agility. Balance, as we know, is the ability to maintain equilibrium. All of us need some amount of balance, and a whole large part of our brain and the nervous system is dedicated to the balance. Gymnastics is the epitome of balance, of course. Then what we need is coordination. Not we, a sport specific fitness skill is coordination. What is coordination? Coordination is the ability to sense with the body parts and eyes to coordinate and perform motor tasks smoothly and accurately. Basically, when you're juggling, you need coordination. When you're driving, you need coordination. We always talk about eye-hand coordination and other kind of stuff. So when your movements are smooth and accurate and purposeful, you have coordination. Reaction time is when you see a ball coming towards you, and you either, if you're a cricketer, you duck or you hit the ball. Then what you have is the reaction time, a fast reaction time. If you cannot react, again, a boxer, when a boxer kind of dodges another boxer's punch, he has a fast reaction time. Reaction time ensures a good reaction time ensures that when the stimulus you perceive, you are able to react appropriately in a quick manner. A person in this picture, John T. Rhodes, I don't know how many of today's younger generation knows him. For us who grew up in 90, we used to worship him as the best fielder of the world. And apparently, he had a very fast reaction time. Again, when a bowler bowls very fast, then the batsman has to react very quickly. So that is also another kind of example of reaction time. Then there is also a different we can again classify fitness into aerobic and anaerobic fitness. What is aerobic fitness? Aerobic fitness is the type of fitness that you need when you perform certain aerobic activity. What do you mean by aerobic activity? Any physical activity that needs oxygen to generate energy is known as aerobic activity. On the other hand, what is anaerobic activity? A physical activity that does not need oxygen is known as anaerobic activity. As you can see, the gentleman in this picture is Usain Bolt. He is the fastest. I think he holds the world record for the fastest man on leg. So Usain Bolt has a lot of anaerobic fitness because the event he performs does not need oxygen to generate energy. His 100-meter run finishes below 10 seconds. So all he needs is anaerobic fitness. And that is why he may not be able to compete in a marathon. He may not be able to complete a marathon. On the other hand, a marathon athlete will need a fantastic amount of aerobic fitness, because anaerobic fitness can pack a lot of punch but for short duration of time. So as we talked about strength and endurance, anaerobic fitness is more of strength. On the other hand, aerobic fitness is more of endurance. So a marathon runner has a lot of endurance. Now, how do you know whether you are fit or not? There are specific tests which will be able to tell you whether you are having enough fitness or not, or how fit are you. Those tests can be performed by the professionals. Some of them are very simple. For example, you have this caliper which measures the skin fold, and via that skin fold thickness you put that into an algorithm, and you get to understand what is the percentage of body fat, because more body fat means the fold of the skin will be thicker. So that accurate measurement with an algorithm, with a formula, will tell you what is the percentage of your body fat. Then this second test, where this lady is running with a bizarre mask with in a face, is about VO2 max testing. It tells you what is your ability to utilize oxygen. On the other hand, the third machine where the lady is standing is again going to measure the amount of percentage of body fat by passing an electrical current to the body. Now some of these tests are cheap, some other tests, the middle test obviously is costly because it needs better equipment and it needs a doctor to supervise. However, you can actually accomplish a lot by measuring your fitness yourself. I don't want to prolong the lecture, but you can just Google fitness test by self and you'll be able to understand, you'll be able to find out simple tests, simple ways to measure fitness on yourself. So this is called as sit and reach test. You can just sit against the wall, keeping the feet flat on the wall, and you can try to touch your toes. If you are unable to touch your toe, if you are able to touch your toe while keeping the knees straight and feet touched to the wall, then you have good fitness, good flexibility. On the other hand, if you are having a distance, having a gap between the toe and your finger, then you can measure that with a ruler and you can find out the score, and that would be your fitness score. So that is a test of flexibility. Similarly, your structure can be tested using a specific measurement called as BMI, body mass index. So you can again find in internet several, or in your mobile, several apps which will be able to measure your BMI, and you'll be able to measure your BMI on your own. You just have to put your height and you just have to put your weight and you'll get a BMI value. Similarly, you can measure many other things. Certain tests are very simple and easy. For example, you can get something called as 6 minutes walk test, or then you can get a basic ruler drop test is also something that you can do on your own, where you get a foot scale ruler and you keep it against your finger and you release it and you hold, and it will tell you at what length, how much distance it has fallen before you held the ruler, and that is going to tell you what is your reaction time. So all components of fitness actually can be tested by yourself. You can test your strength, you can test your endurance, you can test your flexibility, you can test your speed. Many things you can test by yourself. So the top picture here talks about your BMI, which is called as body mass index, which is measured by an algorithm, a very simple calculation of your body weight to your height, some proportion, and that tells you whether your weight is proportional to the body or not. So if your BMI, again, if you want to calculate BMI, the formula is kg upon meter square, but you can just get a basic simple app or calculator and you can measure BMI. According to WHO, the normal BMI should be 18.5 to 24.9. Indian population, it is better to keep the BMI even little lesser than that, and there is some data related to that. Then if If someone is overweight, that means the BMI falls between 25 to 29.9. If someone is obese, that means the BMI is 30 plus. So you can perform a basic simple fitness assessment and measure your own basic fitness parameters before you go on to your journey of becoming a fitter self. Now let us talk a few minutes about some myths related to fitness. Because as we had discussed yesterday also, we have certain notions related to fitness. You know, we tend to believe something is accurate regarding fitness. Sometimes they are not accurate. So let's see. One of our notion related to fitness is heavy people cannot be fit, which is completely wrong. Why? Because the body weight alone does not tell you anything about the body composition. We may think that one person who has a lot of body weight may be obese because he has a lot of fat, but it can also be possible that the person is having a higher amount of muscle mass, especially muscle mass way more than fat. The second thing is, as we know that there are various types of fitness, various components of fitness. So it doesn't really mean that if I am short in one component, for example, my structure is not correct, that doesn't really mean that I am deficient on other components of fitness as well. If I am obese, even if I am obese, maybe I have a lot of strength, maybe I have a lot of stamina, maybe I have a fantastic reaction time. So body weight or structure is only one component of fitness. However, there are other factors involved that means that heavy people can also be fit. The major fitness myth is spot reduction. Spot reduction means that you can target a specific body part and you can perform exercise or physical activity or nutritional intervention, and you can actually reduce fat from that particular body part, which does not happen. I have put this picture of Popeye because Popeye has a very big forearm, whereas very thin disproportionate arm. So it's not that you can become Popeye, but by performing certain kind of exercises where your arms can be thin. Because when you perform exercise and to reduce weight, we usually perform cardio exercise or aerobic exercise. Then the loss of fat from the body happens overall. Many of us think that if I can perform abdominal crunches, the fat from my abdomen is going to melt, and that melted fat will make my tummy or abdomen thin. This does not happen. I remember during my college days when one of my teacher was teaching me some sort of heating treatment. I asked, and she was saying that because fat has fat absorbs a lot of heat, this kind of treatment is not good in an area where there is a lot of fat. So I asked my teacher that, sir, if fat absorbs a lot of heat, can you use this machine to melt fat and make people thin? So he laughed and he joked and he said that after you melt the fat, will that be banaspati or will that be ghee or will that be oil? And then he explained to me that you cannot melt fat like that, and actually to reduce weight, what we need to do is we need to create a negative energy balance, which means the amount of calorie that we have eaten has to be lesser than the amount of calorie that we are expending by physical activity and all other measures. So coming back, spot reduction does not happen. Next, we always crave this kind of figure, right? A six pack lean figure. Understand this, six packs are not epitome of fitness. People who are into any sort of fitness will tell you that all of us have six packs. It's just we have certain layers of fat on our body or certain percentage of fat in our body that kind of masks the six pack. So if you want a six pack or if you want a lean body like this, you have to go to many times to an unnaturally low level of fat to reduce your body fat percentage to a low level so that you can get this kind of look. And this is all about look. This does not mean that it is the best kind of fitness available. And that's why I have put a picture where this person who has six pack is smoking, which means that otherwise he is living an unhealthy lifestyle. I want to emphasize that your reason for living a fit life should not be only looks. If you are exercising, if you are going to gym, if you are doing diet, or if you are doing other fitness or fitness awareness activities, that should be because of that should be to live a healthy life. That should be to live a productive, prolonged life. Once in a while, once for say a few days, months, or some span of time, you may have a six pack. However, maintaining a lean body throughout your life like this would mean that your exercises, that you need to spend a lot of your time and resources to maintain this obsession, and that is not always very healthy. Then this is the last myth that I want to talk about is eating XYZ food reduces weight. And this particular myth also is propagated by many companies, that you eat this food and your body weight is going to be low, your body weight is you are going to lose weight. This is not true. You cannot eat something and reduce weight. Yes, if you are substituting a high calorie diet with a low calorie diet, then your overall calorie difference is better. That means, again, when you want to reduce weight, what you need to do is you need to create a calorie difference. The amount of calorie that you are eating has to be lesser than the amount of calorie that you are spending. Then that negative energy balance, negative calorie balance, is what which reduces weight. However, I have seen advertisements where people say that you don't need to do any activity, you don't need to do any dietary restrictions, just eat our food, eat our proprietary food, which is very costly, and eat your normal food also, and you are going to lose weight, which is not a true proposition. So these were some of the myths that I wanted to talk about in this today's session, and that would be the end of the session today. Let me go to the chat box and find if there is any discussion that is going on. Well, it says chat discontinued. Let me just. All right. So that was the session today. That's all I wanted to discuss. I hope you had got a basic understanding of what is fitness, what are the components of fitness, and about a few myths related to fitness. See you tomorrow. I'll forward the questions, the quiz right after this to the groups. Thank you very much for being with me. Have a nice day.